this is an internal question here. First of all, welcome back to this class CISG114, Section 2 Web Technology and Life. And you don't believe it, this is week number 12 already. We have 3 more weeks to go and the semester is over. First of all, let me remind you, you cannot find a scheduled final exam for this course. No, you cannot find because there's no final exam for this course. From the beginning of the semester, I told you already. All right, so don't be surprised if you're looking for an examination venue for this course. No, we do not have final exam. Now, instead, everybody knows that in this course, we've been running without final exam for 3 to 4 years already. Instead, without the final exam, we have something which is going to be equivalent to what we call final exam. That is starting from week number 11, that means last week. You can see that in the Moodle environment, we have a new link called Personal ePortfolio Space for week number 11 to 14. Now this is an ePortfolio space built on top of the wiki. So for your experience in learning contract number 3, you know that you need to create pages on the wiki. And what you need to do is you need to create your personal portfolio wiki, which is equivalent to a final exam for this semester. Now, remember, this is what you need to know. There's nothing complicated, it's very simple. Each one of you need to create your e-portfolio here using this link. And in your e-portfolio, what you need to do is the following. And the e-portfolio could give you 20% of the semester's 100%. 20% of the semester's 100%, which is equivalent to what we call final exam. First of all, you need to put into your personal e-portfolio the following informations to earn 10%. Okay, out of the 20%, the first 10%, you need to put in the following information. Number 1, your learning contract number 1. What you have learned from learning contract number 1, what you have produced from learning contract number 1. What you have produced, the artifact you submit, remember? What you have learned, this is a refractive statement or paragraph. And what you produce, including the 6 artifacts you've already produced for learning contract number 1, all right? And then, because we skipped learning contract number 2, we just have learning contract number 3. So the second important item in your e-portfolio is learning contract number 3. What you've learned from learning contract number 3 is a refractive paragraph, okay? And the following artifacts you produce, okay? In learning contract number 3, you have produced a number of artifacts, although it's not completely produced by you yourself, it's actually produced by the whole team. You need to include them all, okay? You need to include them all. How do you include those artifacts in the wiki? Very simple, as I told you. You just include a specific page for that particular artifact, and you just copy and paste everything there, or you just attach it with a super link, which is very simple. So if you've done these 2 items, learning contract number 1, what you've learned, number of artifacts, learning contract number 3, what you've learned, number of artifacts, the next thing you need to know is the reasons why you're doing this is because you need to be aware of how many points you are earning from learning contract number 1, how many points you're earning from learning contract number 3. And then, if you look at the syllabus, remember, our 100% final, 100 points final score, okay, which is going to give you a grade. You know that learning contract number 1 will give you 10 points. Hi, I hope you're just in time. You need to know that learning contract number 1 will give you 10 points, okay? And learning contract number 3, because we skipped learning contract number 2, will give you 20 points. So out of 100 points, learning contract number 1 and learning contract number 3 will give you 30 points, okay? So the remaining 70 points, how are you going to earn them? Okay, if you look at the syllabus, review it. The syllabus said there is a score called Learn to Learn score. Learn to Learn score will give you 15 points, okay? How do you earn the Learn to Learn score? You need to do the following based on the syllabus, say, from the first 10 weeks of the semester. Remember that? We have 10 reading lists. You just finished the midterm, so you know. We have 10 reading lists. And out of each reading list, we have a number of questions. And each such question is considered as one topic, okay? So the learn-to-learn score requires of you that you need to produce one journal per week for the first 10 weeks, okay? Based on one topic, one question selected. So if you put that into your e-portfolio, you will have 10 points, 10 journal, one per week, okay? And the syllabus also said, if you do 5 blocks out of the 10 journal, select 5 out of the 10 journal, produce 5 blocks. And each one of these blocks, if you put it in the e-portfolio, they will give you 1 point, so 5 points. So 10 journal plus 5 blocks under learn-to-learn score in your e-portfolio will give you 15 points. So 10 points learning contract number 1, 20 points learning contract number 3, 15 point learn-to-learn score, okay? And then there is also a score called in-class participations, 20 points, okay? The in-class participation 20 points requires each one of you to do in-class sharing 10 times throughout the semester, and you will got that 20 points straight. And how do you earn that 20 points? First of all, you need to do in-class sharing, which you did it already in the learning contract number 3. You should have done 5 times, okay, based on the 3 weeks of in-class sharing together with the team-based presentations, which is going to happen today. So if you have already done this, if you have 10 records of this in-class participation, you need to put it in your e-portfolio. For each such record, I'll give you 2 points. Okay? Such record include the following. The day of the class, for example, today is day number 23. The day of the year, for example, today is day 23 is on November the 9th, 2015. The YouTube link, okay? And your presence from the YouTube link from which minute to which minute, plus a simple description of what you did there, okay? That is considered as 1 record. So if you have 10 such record, you have 20 points. So that is learning contract number 1, 10 points. Learning contract number 3, 20 points. Learn-to-learn score, 15 points. In-class participations, 20 points. So 30, 45, 65 points already, okay? And then your midterm exam will earn you at most 15 points. So 65 points plus 15 points is 80 points. And your learning portfolio itself will give you 20 points. So it's 100%, 100 points. So I just told you that if you did this in your learning portfolio, you got the 10 points out of 20 points already. All right? So you need to keep this record in your learning portfolio. By keeping this record, you can then 10 points. You can also be aware of how many points you've already earned in the semester, for what grade you will receive. Everything is under your control, remember that. You do not want to throw away the 15 learn-to-learn score. You do not want to throw away the 20 in-class participation score. Okay? All right? So after that, how do you earn the remaining 10% of the learning portfolio? This is a very important part. It's called writing a reflective block on the question. Everybody need to answer that. What have I learned in this course? Okay? You need to write a reflective block in your e-portfolio. What have I learned in this course? Web technology and life. Okay? Everybody might have a different answer because we are doing this course by giving you a lot of resources, and you need to select a set of resources just right for you. Remember, the purpose of this course is to help you to transition from being a taught-to-learn student to a learn-to-learn student. A taught-to-learn student would like the teacher to give him everything. I just need to remember it for my exam. But in this course, we do not have an exam of this time. Okay? We do not need you to memorize anything. So, but the point is, you need to work your way through the whole course by picking up important learning of the resources on your own, based on the learning contract you did, and based on the journals you write. Okay, because the journal you write based on the topics, 10 weeks. Each week you write a journal. You are going to learn a lot. And that's the principles of less is for more. Okay? So if you want to earn the score for a good grade, you need to keep a good accounting of the score you earned already. And you believe that you have not enough score, what can you do? As I say, don't lose the learn score, don't lose the in-class participation score. Okay? You did the learning contract 1 already, you did the learning contract 3 already, you did midterm already, okay? And you're going to earn the 20% of e-portfolio here. So 10% is based on listing out what you did in the semester, including listing out learning contract 1, learning contract 3, and then the learn score, in-class participations, midterm, and then the e-portfolio. Another 10% comes from your writing an important block under the e-learning portfolio called "What have I learned in this course?" Okay, so it's very important you answer this question. Then you will have 100 points. But if your score is not enough, there is one thing that I offer in each semester, which is called bonus work. The bonus work will give you 10 points extra out of the 100%, 100 points here. And what is the bonus work is all about? It's called making your speech of the semester. Okay? You need to make a speech of your semester, telling the whole class what you have learned in the semester. Okay? And that speech will not last for more than 15 minutes. You need to do it here. But I want to caution you. This is week number 12 already. And we have to end this class, if you look at the schedule, including the makeup class day, we do not have a lot of time. That means we may not be able to give each one of you the opportunity to then make the speech of the semester. But we need to work out, okay? So I will send out the call for speech of the semester call through the Moodle environment today. And if you believe you want to have that opportunity to earn 10 points more, okay, as a cushions, you better sign up, okay? You better sign up. And you will be given a chance to make your speech of the semester at most 15 minutes. And that, you should put it also in your e-portfolio, okay? Then you can calculate the number of scores you earn, and you know that what grade you're going to receive, all right? So each one of you, do not wait until you see the score issued by the registrar and call me, all right? Each one of you should know from now on, calculate the number of score you earn, all right? So your first learning contract is already finished. The second learning contract we don't count. We will give you the score on the third learning contract starting from this week. Before the end of next week, you should know it, okay? And including the midterm exam, all right? So you know it. And one secret that I want to share with you. Have you talked to the student in the past semester about this course? Have you? Not yet? Okay, I'll give you this secret. No matter how worse the grade you receive in the first learning contract, okay, you will be given full 10%. As long as you have ever tried doing it and submitting anything in first learning contract. Do you know the secret? In other words, out of the 100% final score, if you have actually tried doing anything in the first learning contract, you got 10% already. You understand the meaning of that? So your cushion score is 10%. You do not start from zero. Okay? The next thing you need to know is how much I have earned in learning contract number 3, which is 20%, right? How much I've earned in midterm, which is 15%. Okay? And if you want to have a good grade, you must finish the learn scores 10 journal and 5 block, 15 points. Okay? If you want not to miss your score in-class participations, you need to count the number of times you did sharing in class, which is 20 points. Okay? And then if you do not want to miss any more score, you must get this done, 20 points. Okay? And if you want to enhance your scores with 10 more points, sign up for the speech of the semester. Okay? Alright, and then everything will be finished. after December the 1st, remember? If you look at the schedule here, it's, now this is week number 12, okay? And then we have week number 13, which is next week. And then we have week number 14, which is the week after next week. In principle speaking, that's the last week. But we have one makeup class day, which is December the 1st, Tuesday. So if you count the number of class, the hours we have, for 15 minutes per student, since we do have a lot of students here, I expect each one of you, we have enough time to make your speech of the semester, which is another point, okay? The question you need to answer when you make the speech of the semester is, what have I learned of this course after going through the contracts, okay? So I hope you can understand this. You have to finish your learning portfolio by listing the score you earned already on each of those items, which is the assessment item. So you know that how many points you earned and how many more points you need to get a good grade, okay? You have to do it, all right? So don't be passive. I want to give you a good grade, but I want to make sure you know it already. There's no secret in this design of the learning experience in this course. If you ask the student in the past semester, each student have to do the accounting of the scores they earn and has to plan their way ahead to earn the grade they want. Okay? When I give you a grade, I look at the e-portfolio and I will check if you have already listed out the score you earn, and then I will just, after verification of the score, I'll give you a grade based on that score. See that? When you read the syllabus of this class, you understand that how many points you're going to have A minus, B plus, B minus. So you have to make sure you earn the number of scores. Okay? So if you still have any question, you can ask me. But once you see the call for speech of the semester from the moderate part, I suggest you better sign up. Okay? That means it's very good. And remember the secret is you already have 10% from learning country number 1, no matter what you did. Okay? You can see the score I give you. That is what we call reference score for learning country number 1. If you did it already in the secret, you got 10% no matter what you did. Alright? But for learning country number 3, we'll count it will, okay, based on your true ability. Alright, so any team who would like to do the presentations today? Are you ready? Are you ready? I got the excellent team this morning in the first section, and the whole class was surprised. They did e-learning and they presented in 30 minutes. Wow, they make, let's say, wow. Are you ready? For your learning concept number 3. Okay. So remember, we are here to make sure that you understand this. Oh yes, one more thing. Let me answer this question here. Now remember, the purpose of this class is to make sure you have to experience the transition yourself from a taught-to-learn student to a learn-to-learn student. And under this big purpose, I have already put everything you need on this Moodle environment, including the resources like learn and practice for each learning contract, okay? If you click on any of this link, you should find any information that I'm supposed to give you based on the traditional classroom. In the traditional classroom, the teacher will cover everything by giving you lecture, PowerPoint, questions. But I did not do it in this class because I think I put it over here, and your job is to make sure that you will use them when you think it's important for you. But if you don't use them in each week, okay, neither before class, during class, after class, end of week, and for the learn and practice, it's your responsibility, okay? Because that is a very important practice of this class. I do not want to train you to be a student in a secondary school. You have to be taught to learn. I want to give you the opportunity to learn, okay? The situation is You must demonstrate your ability to learn to learn. So if you read my teacher's message last week, I say the integrative learning, okay, which is making things connected on each one of you. So if you have any other question, you can ask me or raise your hand, but I'm waiting for your readiness to do the in-class presentation. Remember that is one count out of your in-class participation score, okay? And each one of you should not miss it. 20% of the final score, okay? 20%. So make sure you don't miss it. If you miss it today, you're wasting your time and you eat up one stop for your speech of the semester. Okay? It's very exciting. Are you ready?
No, we're not.
As I said, this is the time for us to do the in-class presentation. 30 minutes per team, okay? Using the wiki you built on the learning contract number 3. It's getting excited. Remember, time flies. This is week number 12 already. And I can guarantee you it's just like this, and it will be at the end of the semester. Okay? Do your good job to make sure you earn a good grade. It's your responsibility to do that. Yeah. Okay, talk among yourself and get yourself ready, but don't waste time. I'm going to send out the call for speech of the semester. Yes. I've just finished getting you the call for participations in this semester for your speech of the semester. So make the best use of this call by responding. Okay?
有問題。
係你部手機嘅問題，我翻你一定要 check 清楚，因為你一到人聽，OK， 用手機，因為你手機咧有唔同嘅顯示嗰個表示。需唔需要講話先整一個手用聲咁樣嘅？做得咯，因為你呢種方法其實差唔多冇㗎啦，就已經埋咗班又冇所謂。You have to understand that normally, you know your grade first before I know it, because you have to indicate your score in your portfolio, and I will check. If I say no problem, I will give you this grade. But you cannot replicate. Okay, you can trace the record. Students call just because of this. How can I sign up? I say I just make the call already in the first sections. I make the call for participation in your section first, and then I announce it in the first class in the morning, and then I just receive a student's call. Where can I sign up? Because it's 10 points. I say you check the website because I just released that. So. It looks like it's something that is non-sought for. 你明我講咩嘢？頭先有同學問我喺邊度 sign up， 我話出咗啦。Alright, you see the meaning of that? Alright, so don't miss the chance because your class is not big, so I think it's okay for us to accommodate this. So we need to, but when you do the speech, you have to make sure your e-portfolio is ready. Okay? Your e-portfolio is ready. Go ahead.
那我们可以把以前写的上一个
Okay, make sure you get your team-based presentations ready. If not today, on Thursday, okay? It's very important. The idea is to make sure you know if this is the grade you want, you need to do something to make sure you can reach the goal. All right, so very good. One more time, let me point out, in the website here, the Moodle, there are many resources. And it is not my expectations that you learn from all of these resources. Remember, it's my expectation you selectively select one or two in each week to learn that specific thing you are interested and put them together. So the idea is each one of you might have a different story to tell. Okay? Because each one of you might have tried something different. But it's my responsibility to list out all those resources here. The idea is not for you to learn them all. It's impossible to do it in one sentence. Okay? Okay, if you do not have any other question, I'm going to stop here today, and I'm looking forward for your presentations this coming Thursday. All right?